Mm-hmm. Hello, this is Aloysius Anderman here, or Alex Julian, and I will be showing you a little tutorial I have for my gameplay area here and how to design games better for video games, board games, TV programs, and so on and so forth, even for parklands when it comes to games. And you can see my ridiculous outfit here, as you can see with my selfie of my dress here. And this is my get out for this session for the play area, and let's get started. Okay, so here's a variety of things that we should consider for the whole integrity and meaning and significance and purpose of gaming. And I will go through these items one by one and show you what these items generally mean. So here it goes when it comes to my ideas of game design. Now, you see these glasses here that contain different game pieces and stuff. Now you see dices, you see checkers, you see spin tops, those kinds of things. You see a lot of pieces of game pieces and pieces for gaming, and you could put these in video games or TV programs or parklands. Here's the worst thing you could do when it comes to designing a game. You take a glass like this and you dump it. Like that. Still leaving the glass there. And you take this and you pour it over that. With a checkerboard here on game design. Yeah, that does not look like game design, huh? Imagine if I did that in front of you and I said to you, I want you to play this game and tell me if it makes sense to you. Okay. That is the worst way to design a game, such as pouring all this like junk here. All these Snoopy pieces and telling people, well, I made this video game and it has all these graphics and colors and stuff. You should really like it. Just play this for 20 years and figure it out. Yeah, that's the worst way to design a video game. Do not do that. That was the case with a lot of Atari, Nintendo, and Sega games. Do not ever do that. That sucks. And okay. And definitely there are other tools to consider when it comes to video games. Other tools and things to consider. Like when you design a video game about foreigners, do not have too many stories in video games or parklands or board games that say something like this. Spanish for dummies, as in like foreigners who are dummies for our own Play-Doh creations. Yeah. And my video here is definitely a review about this stuff. Spanish for Dummies is a good book to have on side of Spanish education, but I recommend better things for equality and justice of design. And you're probably tempted with certain video games to do something that is very much like this, in which it's like your character in a video game has a hat, like let's say a white hat. And you use these markers right here in the video game to color the hat. You know, to color the hat for like, let's say, Sonic the Hedgehog or Super Mario or Jak and Daxter or Stone Cold Steve Austin or a Call of Duty Soldier of World War II. That could kind of work at first until you realize there's so many colors here that you realize you can get colors on this white hat, but then again, these colors of these for this white hat can interfere with the colors of the rest of the items. And then you're spending a lot of time in the video game or in the parkland or in the movie theater wondering what the hell you're going to do, and it becomes a mess and it no longer really resembles a game. So that's the risk of that. So you might be tempted to even paint your tools with these markers here, but with those markers, as you can see here, you might be tempted to paint this, but that could still confuse things and maybe even make it worse. And I have to show you these basic pieces of gaming here because definitely there's something to be said about basic pieces like these, and I cannot just take a bunch of pine cones here and say, this is a dice, this is an ornament, this is a book, this is a cup, this is a glass, this is a board game, this is a checker piece, this is a dice, this is a top spin. I cannot do that with pine cones because not everybody would have that kind of creative imagination, and pine cones would be too bland to really give the specific visuals that you would see here of the game pieces. And bugs and errors in a video game can be like this beautiful but fuzzy looking fuzzy stick vase, in which it's like, some of the pieces have sort of come off and you're wondering if some of the pieces might pop out and everything. And while this may look beautiful, if I may just mess up my fuzzy stick face on purpose, in a video game, that could really screw up the background and the character design and the game itself. So you got to be careful of not adding too many fuzzy stick stuff to video games. And definitely, you might be tempted, for example, to look for something in a video game, such as coffee, like ground coffee. And you open the lid, hoping that there would be coffee, but all you get is this. Oh, God. Now the game is ruined. And that is how a nasty bug in a video game or TV program or in a parkland can really destroy the game, because then there's infestation of coffee and bird nest material and checker pieces and top spins, and bugs in the video game could really ruin it like that. Oh, especially if gamers decide that adding a few of these markers would make any difference. No. Now that doesn't look like a game anymore, even if there's a checkerboard here. Now it looks like a bug and error. I might as well add, like feathers, Oh boy. Now that looks really horrible. And in the video game, you're swimming through things. You're swimming trying to figure out where things are, and you're uncovering things at random. And you might even smell coffee for no reason. And with that kind of mess, it might as well be this party tub of random assorted items that I have here organized for this party tub. But here, this is more like what a bug and error would be, where nothing is organized here. This is going to take me hours to sort through. This is how bad bugs and errors can really ruin a video game, or ruin a parkland, or ruin a movie, or ruin a television program or a computer program, because with here, it's like you can't tell what anything is. Whereas here, I have items in this party tub, but it's all organized. I know generally where everything is, and it's all very good for this purpose of video. And making things even better, I have the counterintuitive to game material, where for school and for business and for professional family life, you could use something like this and the black bag and everything to get on with a professional manner of organization and dire straits and everything. Now let's think about it when it comes to video games. If I may look through more of this stuff here. Is it true that with detective solving for this chalk and with this game here, let's say I'm a hero. Let us say I am a hero, and I have this chalk, which could be a lightsaber or a sword or whatever, and you tell me to go through this whole land and have an adventure. Okay, that whole adventure thing for a video game, that could be a cheap euphemism for some kind of mess with all this bug stuff. Because even if I have this chalk, it's not like I could just do this and do this and do this and do this and do this. Do this. Even if it's an adventure, it would be just as buggy, if not even worse. And I would see the bugs, and a lot of them don't even look pretty anymore. Because it's not like you could just add oil to, your picture here and hope that you somehow get a Happy Meal. No, I mean, even at an establishment, you may need a grill cleaner, or you may need a clear glass for clear thought with maybe a slice of orange. Who knows? And sure, you could make a sequel to this game with this mixer, and you could add stuff to this mixer. But then if you mix it and if you pour it out without doing any repairs or organization, then you would just get that with this mixer, and the sequel to the video game becomes even more of a worse piece of filth, and you're trying to figure out where everything is, and you're trying to even figure out what the video game itself is. It might as well be pine cones, or it might as well, even be cashews, a jar of nuts, and in the jar of nuts, you do not know any of the cashews or by name. You do not know any of the nuts by name, or any of the bolts by name, or any of the mechanics or tools by name. And you just become one of those impersonal Sony representatives who gives a pathetic explanation for modern technology, because something could be a mess and still be modern technology, as you see here. But this is my metaphor of game design for video games, Parklands, movies, TV programs, and computer programs and everything. And I hope you take care. God bless.